Hi folks, Dr. P here. This is Math 20-2, Quadratic Equations, Topic 4, Example 3C on page 34 in your workbooks. So in this example here, we're asked to solve this using the following quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So we can identify our parameters A. This is A equals 5. B equals 1. There's an invisible 1 in front of the x. And C equals -2. Remember that the sign in front of a term goes with the term, so it's -2. Now we can plug this into the quadratic formula. So it's going to be x equals 2. And then we have b. So b is 1, but when we plug it in, it becomes -1 plus minus. Then b again, but this time we don't switch the sign, so now b is positive, so it goes in here as positive. We square it, minus 4 times a times c, so 4. A is 5 times 5 times c, which is -2. And then in the denominator, it's going to be 2 times a. A is 5, so 2 times 5. Okay, so we can evaluate the denominator. We can also simplify the radicand a bit in the next step. We have -1 plus minus 1 squared is just 1. And then -4 times 5 times -2. So -4 times 5 is -20. -20 times -2 is positive 41. Or it's positive 40. 4 times 5 times, yeah, positive 40. Ahead of myself here. And 2 times 5 is 10. Now we can simplify the radicand. It'll be square root of 41 over 10. Now we are going to provide an answer in 2 different formats. We're going to provide the exact answer as well as an approximate answer where we round the answer to nearest hundredth. So if we take a look at this expression here, we have the plus minus sign here. So we are going to split this into 2 fractions. Both fractions have the same denominator, and in one of them they're being added, in the other one they're being subtracted. So it's going to be -1 over 10 plus minus square root of 41 over 10. And now the next step would be to take the square root of 41, except that 41 is not a perfect square, which means that if you take the square root of 41, you're going to get an irrational number. And see if I can put my calculator here. So if I do, let's get rid of this background here. Just have a look at square root of 41. If we do square root of 41, we're going to get an irrational number. So it means that we have decimals that go on forever. There's no pattern to them. And the answer that we will provide if we take the square root of 41 will be an approximate answer. It won't be exact. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to express this in both exact form and an approximate form. So in exact form, root number 1 would be -1 over 10 plus square root of 41 over 10. So we are not taking the square root of square root of 41, because the minute we do that, it's not going to be exact anymore, because it's an irrational number. So that would be one way of expressing the root 1, the first root, as in exact form. For root 2, we're just subtracting -1 over 10 minus square root of 41 over 10. So this would be is an exact form. So if the question is asking to express or telling you to express the answer in exact form, this is as far as you can get. This is it. Okay. Now, if the question is asking you to provide your answer in decimal form as well as rounding it, then we obviously have to take the square root of 41. So let's do that. So if we take the square root of 41, we got, did we get again? We got 6.40. So square root of 41 is approximately 6.40 rounded to 2 decimals. So we can continue here. So root 1 would be, so negative 1 divided by 10 is negative 0.1 plus 6.40 divided by 10 is 0.64. We do negative 1 plus 0.64, and that gives us a 0.54 as the first root, rounded to 2 decimals. For the second root, now we do minus 0.64, and we will get negative 0.74. So these are approximate or rounded. Form. And which way you will answer depends on what the question is asking you to do. In this particular question on the previous page, it says round to nearest hundredth. So we would provide our answers like this. That's a wrap. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and may the math be with you. See ya.